and welcome to Inspired. I'm your host, Jackie, and today I have a special guest. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, good afternoon, world. My name is Hollis Saul Wooten,
And what branch did you serve?
United States Air Force.
Awesome.
Proudly.
Yep, we both are in the Air Force.
Yes.
So Air Force go. And I had some stats that I wanted to share. Black women now constitute nearly 1/3 of all women in the U.S. Armed Forces, so we represent that 1/3. And what inspired you to join the military?
Long story.
Let's get the short
travel.
version.
Travel, really. The travel, the excitement, and a way to leave home and get a paycheck.
I can relate to that. I actually wanted to join the military when I was a sophomore in high school.
Oh.
I was going to join the Army, but I made the best choice. I did the Air Force. So I wanted to have them pay for my college and travel and meet people and kind of be feeling independent and serve my country too. You know, it's kind of like a combination of things and stuff.
I actually started out with the Peace Corps.
Oh, okay.
But then when they were talking, breaking stuff down, and I didn't mind doing the work, but then the compensation just didn't seem right to me as a
Okay.
young kid, 18, 19, trying to go to. I said, no.
What inspired you to go join the Peace Corps?
I love people and I wanted to help. I just always felt as though that's my calling. And so I thought, okay, the Peace Corps. So I went, I spoke to folks and just kind of did my research, and I was like, is that for me?
Okay. How long did you were a part of the Peace Corps?
I never did join. I just
Okay.
did all the research.
Okay.
And during my research, I ran into someone. They're like, how about the military? And so I started doing my research on the military.
Okay. Smart.
I actually went to all the branches, but I was like, no, I'm going to the Air Force.
Okay.
Tested.
Flying
went through that
colors.
test and flying colors. I said, wow, because I was told that's one of the hardest tests as far as the
I've heard that
branches.
too. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that too. Why did you choose the service again? Air Force.
The Air Force, because it was the brains.
The
It was
brains.
the brains of the military.
Okay. Awesome. Do you recall your feelings or emotions when you joined the Air Force? How did you feel when you got to? You were at Lackland, correct?
Lackland.
Lackland Air Force Base. That was in San Antonio, Texas.
A little nervous, a little worried because my parents were not for the military. They didn't want me to join, but I did. So when I got there, it was just like, wow. I said I was going to do it. I did the work, and now I'm here.
Awesome.
That's it.
Awesome. And what were your duties? Where was your training at?
I went from, was a Shepherd, Lackland.
Okay, Shepherd in
So I was in the medical field.
okay.
Medical field.
And that's in Texas too.
So that's Shepherd Air Force Base.
Okay. I was stationed at Altus Air Force Base.
Okay.
And used to travel to Shepherd to just shop at the
commissary?
at the commissary and the base and stuff, just to get out of Oklahoma. Anything to get out of Oklahoma.
Right.
So
But pretty much Shepherd, and then of course Brooks. Because my job, I went in as an air vac technician, so I was flying, medical flying. So I did all my altitude chambers training at Brooks Air Force Base.
okay. How long were you at Brooks?
The altitude, I think it took me maybe 6 weeks.
6
or so.
weeks. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's not a long period of time of training. And how did you like your job?
I enjoy my job.
Okay.
Enjoy my job. Like some service. I'm a people person, so I enjoy, going to different places and picking up patients, I should say. Flying hospitals is what we are. Flying
Okay.
hospitals. So it was quite interesting.
Now, were you in the wartime at that period?
No, that's before the wartime.
Okay. What year did you join?
I joined in 1984.
1984. So, after high school, did you do the Peace Corps?
No,
Or-
after high school, I did 2 years of college, and I
okay.
worked, and then
Okay.
I joined the military.
Okay, and it's kind of unique that you joined, not immediately after high school. I was on a delayed entry program, and then when I turned 18, then I went on and joined right after high school. So was that what would you say, a big change for you going from civilian to the military at a little later age?
I don't think so. Not really. I came from a household that was very disciplined.
Okay.
So for me to join the military, it was things I was doing at home. You know, my
Uh-huh.
mom, example, you know, making up the beds. We had the four corners and so forth. So that was things that I knew
Awesome.
already. So joining the military wasn't too bad.
Really? Yeah, my mom, she kind of had that disciplined side too, but
Definitely.
not to the point where we had to do the hospital quarters.
My mom did. We were up early. You know, you had chores. You were up
well,
early.
definitely chores.
Do what you have to do, and then you could play afterwards. So I think I adapted pretty well to the military life.
Okay, awesome.
And I was coming from a large family, so when I got to basic, my flight was one of the largest flights. It was 64 women.
Wow, that is quite a bit.
Yes, they call us a train because regardless of how you stand attention, you line up straight. When we walk by, you would still see that dip. Like,
Now, did you have any leadership roles in basic training?
actually, I
'Cause
was
you
a
look
road
like
guard.
you-
I was a road guard.
Yeah, I could tell you had a little discipline. You probably could have been a TI down there then. Yeah. So were there any challenges once you joined in the military
No,
that you faced while you were in?
not as far as work-wise.
Okay.
The physical labor, because I was an active person from high school, so forth. I ran track. I did a lot of those kind of stuff. As far as the work and so forth, I'm a quick learner. You could tell me something and I've caught it on.
Awesome.
I could glance through some stuff. The testing, no problem. I went right through it.
Okay.
I guess the challenge is more so it's the difference how they treat women versus men.
Now, back in that time, which was in the early
Early
80s, for me, there wasn't that many women that I worked with. And so it was kind of like a challenge for me being able to connect with women because, military is a more male-dominated occupation. And so I found it very challenging to, meet different women in the workplace versus, when you go into office in the civilian world, you're around, maybe even both sexes, but majority of the time I was around
Male.
a lot of males and stuff. So
It's a little different when you're in the medical field because you do find a lot of females.
okay.
I would say the percentage maybe 30% women versus 70% men,
Okay.
but there were quite more. Not too many that looked like me, but there were still sisters,
Yeah,
females. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I worked I was an admin, administrative 702, if you
Okay.
remember 702.
Because I was a 902.
A 902. And most of the commands or squadrons that I worked in were more male dominated.
Right.
Because they could send admin anywhere. So
That's
I
true.
worked in the control tower to maintenance, communications, even one of the headquarters under SAC. So it was quite unique to work in all those fields and being around males, which I didn't have a problem with, but it's still that connection. Do you find more of a connection being a veteran now?
Yeah, I think so. Now being a vet, I think we get a chance to explore more. So you're seeing people from different branches. Just not Air Force. Now you're seeing women in the Navy, Army, Coast Guard, which Coast Guard was kind of shocking to me because normally you don't see any females.
Yes.
I think in my lifetime, I spent 20-some years in the military. I've met two female
In the Coast Guard.
in the
Yeah, I
Coast
don't
Guard.
think I recall maybe one.
Maybe-
I've met,
really?
Yeah, I think maybe one female that was in the Coast Guard. What's some of the life lessons you learned from your time in the military that you've taken with you?
Don't take anything for granted. and I shouldn't say deal with whatever hand a person deals your way. Take it as is,
Okay.
because laughter, joking, seriousness, what people show you is what really they are. They are.
I agree.
You know.
I agree.
But also with my life lessons, I've learned that there's a family other than a blood family. And that's what I have gained with my military career. I've met friends that's family. We're sisters or we're brothers to this day.
Awesome.
This day.
Yeah, sadly, I've lost contact with some of the people that I, served with or met outside the military. I was stationed overseas in England, and that's probably the best assignment that I had while I was in the military, because just learning different lifestyles and cultures and meeting people from all over the world was just pretty much a lifetime experience. And even, traveling Europe was just amazing. And being in the military, that's, something that you take those memories with you forever,
Yes, true.
So did you, were you stationed overseas?
I was in Germany.
Okay.
Germany. So that was nice, interesting. But I guess I come from a little different background because I'm a naturalized citizen. So I'm coming from a different country. So when it comes to traveling with the military, as a kid, my dad took us different places.
Okay.
We traveled. So our holiday from Guyana, I'm originally from Guyana, South America. So our holidays when we were off of school, then he would take us different places. So even before I joined the military, I had already went to Europe. Spend time. I have a lot of family, and my family split all over there in the Americas, Canada's, in the British Isles, the different places. So the traveling part wasn't bad. The connection with the different languages and cultures, I was all ready.
Oh, so
I was already.
You were
yes.
pretty much groomed for that
Yes.
experience of your future then.
Right, so I was ready for that. But I loved it.
Yeah, I love the traveling. I do miss that at times, just getting up, especially in Europe, because you can I used to go to a bed and breakfast in London, for the weekend, and I would even forget I was in the military, I would say, just feel like I was a part of that culture. So
That is
that
nice.
was
That's a good thing about being overseas, because you could take the USO tours and go to different places. You could go to the Netherlands, London, Paris, all those places.
yeah.
Do your weekends.
yeah.
And it's so, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I think too, having granddaughters and sharing those experiences of the places that I've been, that I saw on TV, that I would never thought that I went to see the Eiffel Tower and actually touch it. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. So I know that you're a part of a veteran organization, and would you like to
Yes.
share that with the viewers?
Oh, sure, definitely. So I'm with the world's largest veteran organization, which is the American Legion. My Legion is General Chappie James, Post 776, and presently I'm the commander.
Now, are you the first African American woman commander?
Yes, I am.
That is very significant.
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
On
And the
my
second
staff,
woman, I believe?
I am the second
Second woman,
female,
yes,
yes.
okay.
Second female. Our post has been around 40 years or so, and it's pretty much male dominant. The American Legion in general is male dominant.
Yes.
A more mature group. So our vision and hopefully our hope is to bring the younger people on board so that they could carry on. Without the American Legion, we would not have our GI Bill, housing, and so forth. That's what they are there for. So I'm always trying to get new folks into joining. It doesn't have to be my post, but as long as they join some part of the American Legion or even the VFW, but join our organization.
So what are the veteran organizations maybe doing to draw the younger people in?
Well, Jesus, so
Is
many
it is
things.
that a kind of like a challenge for?
Sometimes it's a challenge because sometimes we get stuck in what used to be versus what needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, I guess you have to kind of bring them in and show them exactly what we're doing for the veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as the American Legion, we're definitely, when it comes to children and youth, that's one of our programs. Our veterans themselves, so we're at the VA hospital, we're taking care of our veterans. I don't care if we're just there visiting, just sitting down and talking with them, sharing coffee or ice cream social, but we're there.
Okay.
Food pantries, that's things that we set up. We're in the community, sharing our stories, our families. So the American Legion is not just the veterans. We are the main source, but it's open to, say, the units, which are used to be female unit members, auxiliary. But recently, the bill was passed. Now our veterans, our husbands, I should say,
Or spouses.
our spouses. It used to be wives, now it's spouses.
Okay.
This bill has been passed, so now the males can join the unit. Then we have Sons of American Legion. So if you're a grandfather, like I have 2 boys and 4 stepsons, they're eligible to join under my husband, which is a veteran, myself, or they could join under their grandfather. So it's a one big happy family. There's something for everyone.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what activities, and I know you guys have an awesome program that you do every year for Christmas by helping families. You want to share that
yes,
too?
yes.
With the holidays,
Oh, yeah.
coming up. So.
Yeah, we have a food basket giveaway pretty much. We started at one point in time when they first started, maybe 12 families. We're at 66 families. We pack or give away enough food for a week or 2. That's how much food is there. Then we have about 15 seniors that we allot $100 gift cards from Kroger's. They're so diet restrictive.
Yes,
So if they can't eat the food, then they could buy whatever they can eat, or they could utilize it for the medication. So this is an ongoing, program that we've been doing for 40 years.
Awesome. And it's
Yes.
a beautiful thing that you guys are connecting with the community, not just
Definitely.
you have the veteran community, but a community as a whole by going
Right.
out and participating in those type of needs that the
Right.
community has. And so,
Right. Then they also have the Angel Tree, which the Legion is part of. What they do is families, the kids, they make kids' wish lists come through.
oh, okay.
So if you have, say, a family that's in need and they have 1 or 2 or 3 kids, we send, you send the name in and what the items that they're hoping for Christmas and so forth, and we make it come through. We've had things like they've asked for computers, bikes, clothing, whatever it is. Our veterans families that are able actually reach into their pocket to make these kids' dreams come true.
That's awesome. That's beautiful.
That's
And so, is there a way that anyone in the community can, send a donation?
Definitely. Oh, yes, definitely. So everything is sent to American Legion Post 776. It could be addressed to needy families at 5350 Burkhardt Road, Dayton, Ohio, 45431.
Okay.
If you want to call, it's 937-252-3216.
Awesome. And that, with the holidays coming up, and there's more of a need for a lot of families.
Yeah, our post is out there. I mean, we have been so far as to send things to St. Thomas, Puerto Rico, where we've asked our community, our families, to donate supplies, clothing.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
did like a clothing drive.
clothing
One of
drive,
the
supplies.
islands had been hit. And,
Right, we did Puerto Rico and St. Thomas. Also, we had families that were refugees from Uganda that they needed everything. We were able to get them housing, but then we needed to supply the housing, furnitures, coffee makers, or whatever supplies it was. We had a drive for that also. We have another program was a shoes for shoes. Sock It To Me.
Oh, I like that.
Right, Sock It To Me, where we collected socks, because it's amazing. People give clothing and that kind of stuff, but no one ever thinks about the feet.
Something that's simple.
Yes, simple. Have to be warm, right.
That is something that's simple that we take for granted.
Exactly.
So like you were saying earlier, not taking things for granted, and just a pair of socks, which, you can go to the dollar store and purchase a pair of socks, but
you need
there's a
warmth.
need out there for someone to wear those pair of socks.
That's true.
And stuff. So, what words of wisdom would you like to share with our future generations that would want to serve their country? What gift of words would you give our viewers?
I would say, as far as the young folks, I think everyone, let me be honest, I think everyone should at least serve 4 years. Give 4 years to this country of service. And then from after you do your 4 years, then you decide if you want to make it a career or if you want to leave. But experience is something that you could never really get in the outside world, in the civilian world.
So would you suggest maybe bringing the draft back for men and women? I know they've, talked about women being drafted in the military.
I think so. I really think so. Because our economy is so iffy right now. And the kids, to me, don't have a direction. So at least with that 4 years, it would give them some kind of a direction, some kind of a structure, then some kind of an occupation.
Yes.
Some kind of a schooling background. College is not for everyone. So sometimes you need to go into technical, but something that you could, when you do come out, that you could carry on and have a life.
Well, serving our country and just, like you said, learning a trade. So if you do decide to not, make a military career out of it, at least you can carry something with you.
You have gained.
So it's definitely a positive.
You've gained something, and not only with the gaining something, then you have the ability to use that money, the monies that you will gain by joining the military school, if you do want to further your education.
Yes.
Then you will also be in the situation where you can get a VA loan
Yes.
to purchase a home,
Yes.
etc. There's a lot of benefits that go along with saying I do for that 4 or 6 years, whatever the case may be.
So it's really going right back into the economy. So it's like a circle of, giving to your country and then giving back once the benefits that we receive as veterans. So we're almost closing now, but I have a card. It's a card of inspiration. So if you go ahead and read that as we get ready to close.
Okay. There is in each of us so much goodness that if we could see it glow, it would light the world. By Sam Friend. That's excellent.
And what would you take from that?
Open your heart. Open your heart to adventures. Open your heart to another person's heart. Be a kind servant of the Lord.
We need that more these days.
Yes.
We do.
Believe.
Yes.
Give people the benefit of the doubt.
Beautiful. Well, that's closing our show tonight. Thank you for viewing, and good night.
Good night. Thank you.